Intentionally Fabulous. I'm Kelly Calabrese here with your tip of the day. And today we're talking about the crisis that divorce is, and is it possible? Can we really speed up and accelerate the healing process? I remember when I was in those beginning stages of divorce and really just in shock and sadness and massive grief. And friends would say to me, Kelly, he actually did you a favor. You're going to be surprised. This is going to be amazing. This isn't so terrible. And I was mortified. I just thought they're being mean. I didn't want to be divorced. Marriage was important to me and I really valued it so much. And I didn't understand then what I know now. And looking back, I can say that I wish I wasn't as sad and bitter and angry for as long as I was. I wish, knowing what I now know, I could have sped up the process. And it did take long. And on average, it's 2 to 5 years. And I was really working on it. Not everyone is. So I want to take some of the things that I've learned to give you some perspective and some truths to help you accelerate the process as much as possible. And really, this could be applied to any major life crisis. Divorce is a death. It is hard. It is massive. It is this emotional overwhelm. You feel like this tornado came in and it blew up your life and just scattered the pieces all over and left this gaping hole in your chest. It's this acute event. It may be a slow fade over time, but there's this moment where there's this discussion and you know that it's over. And can we shorten and minimize it? I will tell you yes. So what happens is your mind, which is controlling things, it's experiencing loss and it's always in survival mode. It just wants us to survive. It's not about thriving and abundance necessarily, it's about survival. So, in this moment, we're feeling really powerless and hopeless, and we're thinking, okay, this is permanent. And our mind just goes into this low level of energy where we're feeling guilt, shame, rejection, loneliness, sadness, bitterness, just all these, pride, anger. People will have different experiences depending on their values and whether they were on the receiving end or the person who asked for the divorce. But these are some of the low energy things that we just experience. And if you've ever met someone who's had this kind of a loss, I mean, my friends would say, Kel, I am really concerned for you. I mean, they knew something was wrong. Like, I didn't even sound like myself at certain points. And so there was this storm going on, and there were these feelings, and we're blaming and rage and all of that. And it's the lowest possible energy ever. So really, we're managing energy, and we want to reason ourselves out of this. And a lot of times we just can't succeed because we're too negative, and we're trying to handle these emotions, but we do at some point need to come down to the facts of what's happening, and it's less about the feelings of it but the facts of it, because our attitude about it and our beliefs are really what can change our perspective. There's going to be a variety of emotions and events that happen, but if you start to look at things a little bit more mechanically and you can start to take the negative emotions out of it, there is this range of healing that happens in the grief cycle that eventually you can get to a place of acceptance. And that's when you've gone through a lot of the deep emotional things, and something else will come in to fill this space, because that's just how life is. You don't need to stay there. Eventually, when a major thing happens, we have choices, right? We can just stay in this low level and we can just cope and survive and barely get through our lives, or we can use it for purpose, for betterment, for growth, and something even higher. So, what is that tipping point when things can change from these low levels of fear and pride and judgment to higher places? That thing that's the tipping point is really courage. It is the courage to take your energy from this low place where you just have these endless thoughts of hopelessness to a place where you can open up and go to, okay, well, I'm accepting that this is happening in my life. This event has happened. I'm willing to now look at things a little bit differently, to renew my mind to what has happened, to leave the past in the past, to become present and really be in this moment, and your energy will start to go higher, a higher vibration where you'll become more reasonable. You will be able to reason things and eventually get to a place of love and joy and peace, and that those highest levels of enlightenment. So courage is really the tipping point. The courage to accept, the courage to forgive, the courage to try something new, the courage to get excited about the future and really see opportunity in it, because not every event is negative. All things can be used for good, even if you can't see it in this moment. I promise you that it is true. Everything will be used for good. God's plan is not going to be changed because you went through a divorce. He already knows the beginning from the end. He already knew this was going to happen. Yes, there's free will. Yes, we make choices, but everything can still be used for good. This is an experience that you can get through. You can get on the other side. You can be better than you have ever been before, better than you could ask, think, or imagine. Your life could be more than you even know is possible right now. So don't drag this out endlessly. Yes, go through it. You need to go through it, because what happens is if you start pushing these emotions down, they eventually will erupt. But keeping this low level energy down, the shame, the guilt, the fear, you're pressing it down. That's what depression is. You're pushing down these negative emotions. And once you can get them up, get them out through counseling, through talking to wise friends, through journaling, through meditating, conversations with God, you can get these negative emotions out. And then you're going to fill that space with something else, something better, something higher, something on that other side of courage. So, friends, I hope this helped you today. Obviously, we can go so deep on any of these topics, and I do quite a bit every day on my private Facebook page called Intentionally Fabulous. It's a place where you can go with a supportive group of women where we can share, we can help each other heal, encourage each other, talk about the hard things, laugh a little bit. And so I'd love if you joined us there. And also, I'm getting ready to relaunch my Intentionally Fabulous program, which is called Single Redefined. It's an 8-week program where I took all the high level things that I learned going through my divorce to help you get to not only healed, not only whole, but to an amazing bonus life that's better than you could ask, think, or imagine. So if you go right now to intentionallyfabulous.com, you can get on the waiting list for the announcements that are coming up about the next course, which truly can help you. Going through divorce by yourself is like taking a baby aspirin when you have cancer. I'd love to help you get through that process and be better on the other side. Thanks, and I'll be back here tomorrow with your next Intentionally Fabulous tip of the day.